at all the beautiful princesses. Oh, you're so beautiful. I know you're excited. Now, I am the fairy godmother of Cinderella. And so guess what? One of my favorite love stories is Cinderella and Prince Charming. And I'm going to read the story to you about how they met and how they fell in love. Would you like to hear your favorite love story? Okay.
Do you mind if I just use my voice? Can you hear me good? Alright. And I'm going to take off these wonderful magical gloves so I can turn the pages. Alright? Okay. Look at all the beautiful princesses. Cinderella. Cinderella. And you welcome to join me on the story time. You ready to hear my favorite love story? Yay! Okay. Can we put our hands in our lap? Okay. Let's keep our little lip shut. Here we go. All right. Once upon a time in a faraway land. Maybe I better not explain.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a rich widowed gentleman and his beautiful daughter, Cinderella. Cinderella's father was kind and loving. He married again so his daughter had a mother to care for her. Cinderella's stepmother had two mean daughters. Can we all say, named Anastasia and Drizella. When Cinderella's father died, her stepmother stopped pretending to like her. She was jealous of Cinderella's charm and beauty, so she forced the young girl to become a servant in her own home. Cinderella was given a tiny room in the attic. There, her only friends were the mice and the birds that listened as she sang her dreams of a life filled with happiness and love. Not far away, in the royal palace, the king and the grand duke discussed the prince. Thank you, Cinderella. It's time you married, said the king. Suddenly, he had a royal idea. We'll have a ball and invite every young maiden in the kingdom. The prince will surely fall in love with one of them. The invitations went out that very day. Do you remember that, Prince Charming? When the royal messenger delivered the invitation to Cinderella's house, Cinderella went to find her stepmother. There's going to be a ball at the palace, her stepmother explained, reading the invitation. Every maiden is to attend. Why, that means I can go, said Cinderella too. Do you remember that day? Anastasia and Drizella shrieked with laughter at the idea. Well, said Cinderella, why not? Her stepmother thought for a moment. I see no reason that you can't go, she said slyly, if you get all your work done. Oh, I'm sure I can, said Cinderella, rushing upstairs to find something to wear. Cinderella opened her wardrobe and took out her mother's old gowns. It's a little old-fashioned, but I'll fix that, she said. Cinderella, shrieked her stepmother. Coming, cried Cinderella. Jacques, Gus, and the other mice knew that poor Cinderella would never have time to finish the dress. So, with the help of the birds, they decided to work on it themselves. They used an old sash and beads that Anastasia and Drizella had thrown away that they didn't like anymore. So did they want it anymore, little princesses? No. Later that evening, Cinderella sadly returned to her room. She had so many chores to finish, there was no time to fix her dress. She looked out the window and saw the coach arriving that would be taking her stepmother and the stepsisters to the ball. As Cinderella turned around, she suddenly saw the dress. Oh, surprise! Her friends cried. Oh, it's wonderful, Cinderella exclaimed. Isn't it so wonderful to have such friends? In no time at all, she had slipped on the dress and was running downstairs to the carriage. But when Anastasia and Drizella saw Cinderella looking so beautiful, they were filled with jealousy. Why, you little thief, Drizella cried, that's mine, and she ripped the beads. Oh, and Cinderella ran outside. She was so upset. She ran to the garden and collapsed in tears. She did not notice magical lights swirling around her. When she looked up, she saw me sitting on the bench. "I'm your fairy godmother," I said to her kindly. "Oh, dry your tears. You can't go to the ball looking like that. Now go fetch me a pumpkin, and hurry. Even miracles take time." Minutes later, the fairy godmother had waved her wand. The pumpkin turned into a magic coach, and she took the mice and turned them into coachmen and footmen. Oh, do you remember? Oh. But then she said, "I can't go to the ball like this." And I was like, "Oh, you're right." And so I twisted my wand to turn around. And she turned in this beautiful dress. This dress. How many Cinderellas do I have out there? How many Cinderellas are out there? Yes. At the palace, Cinderella came in looking beautiful. She saw her prince, and you know what? They fell in love at once. He took her hand and led her to the dance floor, and she danced in the prince's arms like floating on air. But then she remembered the fairy godmother said she had to go home. She had to leave when the clock struck 12. So Cinderella, running down the palace steps, lost one of her shoes. She got back just in the nick of time, and she turned back to her old clothes, her old self, but she had the one glass slipper. When Cinderella the next day was singing and humming songs from the ball, the stepmother was a little bit suspicious, so she locked her up in the room. The footman, the Grand Duke, came to try the shoe on every single girl. Well, you can only imagine when the stepsisters tried to put their foot in the toe, or their toes in the shoes, rather, sorry. And you know what? Didn't fit. They tried. Well, the mice had slipped the key up to Cinderella's room. She escaped. She came running down. But on accident, not really, the other shoe got broken. But guess what? Cinderella had what? One glass slipper. And when the Grand Duke put it on her, it fit perfectly. Her stepsister shrieked as she saw the delighted Duke slide the slipper on her foot. Soon afterwards, Cinderella and the prince were married. At last, Cinderella's dreams had finally come true. Congratulations on true love.
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. Find the fun and snap, the job's a game. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake.